Well, I mean, with respect to the TARP program, I sit on the Congressional Oversight panel. We will be doing a special report on AIG here early in the new year. I hope that we will, look into, all aspects of that. You also have, as I mentioned before, this Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission, which has subpoena power, unlike my particular panel. I'm sure they're going to be getting into those issues. But, basically, these are political decisions ultimately, and made by political folks, and ultimately the voters have, the final say, and as does Congress. So, we'll see how things play out. And, I can't speak to any particular issue or event, but I think the truth will out overall.
Okay, one more question.
In her interview last night on PBS, FDIC Chair Sheila Bair invoked the concept of checks and balances as the basis for opposition to the Dodd bill, and really finding some Madisonian beauty in that chart. My question, well, she had 2 points. One is this concept of agency competition as somehow justifying this chart, that somehow competition among that vast array of entities would produce sounder regulation. And second, internally contradictory, I think, a concept of compartmentalization that would prevent a systemic error by an uber regulator. Can you comment on either of those justifications for the status quo?
That's a nice question.
Do you have a...
That's for Annette.
No, I have not been an adherent to the notion of regulatory competition being a good thing. I think it has tended to ultimately lead to a race to the bottom as multiple regulators compete to become sort of the favorite of the regulated entities, particularly if they have a choice of regulator for particular issues. That has been historically a problem. And I mean, and the notion that, by having a sort of more consolidation of regulation, that there are not differing views and serious debate within those organizations with respect to issues is really misguided. I think there's a lot of debate that goes on. So I think that, frankly, that argument tends to be used by agencies that don't want to be consolidated. I mean, it's a common theme, but I just don't adhere to it.
All right. I'm afraid we ought to take a break since we're way over time here. So I appreciate the participation of the panel and the attentiveness of the audience very much.